I'm going to title this a little more with silver and Obama's leadership problems. I know Obama was totally livid that Israel's Secretary of Defense or Ministry of Defense, I think it was, criticized Obama for projecting weakness. Now, I'm going to be straight up here with this because even though, like, let's say I'm critical of Obama and I don't like follow him like a robot puppet, but I support the guy because he's the president of the United States. That's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. You know, I got some problems with, I don't like it. I don't think, Biden and Obama are projecting strength, and the Ministry of Defense of Israel, if I got his title correct, he made that statement about that, them projecting weakness. They are projecting weakness because it's popular opinion. A lot of people are getting behind Putin because he's kind of projecting strength with his carefully crafted image. But, these sanctions aren't going to really do nothing to Russia per se because Russia's, they're a lot more, they're too big, they're pretty good sized economy. It's not going to work too well. And you know what I would do to screw up Russia? This is where I'd use our ally Israel, and I know a lot of people don't like Israel, but Israel is our ally, They're not always our perfect ally, but they are our ally, and we've had a good relation. Man, I really want to go there because people are going to get pissed off, but Israel, I think, has a lot of natural gas and oil, too, off the coast. And, it's time to develop that. Get it piped over to Italy, and it can be spread. And the reason I say piped over to Italy, because then the Pope can bless it on the way over to the rest of Europe, give it its blessings. And it'll be not just holy gas, it'll be holy gas. It'll be not just be natural gas, it'll be holy natural gas, just like holy natural water, holy water. So the Pope can bless it on the way over. And that'll really cut off freaking Russia big time. So that's the way I would do it. And, I don't know if Russia's going to actually do anything else in Ukraine. It's difficult to say. But, there was one Ukrainian soldier that was just standing out there on his post. One of the Russians shot him in the head and shot him in the heart. And now the Ukrainian soldiers got the word from the higher-ups that they can use guns in defense of themselves. I don't know, man. Maybe they were under orders not to do anything. Strict orders. That's probably what it seemed to be. Because I can't imagine, if you're in the military and you see these yo-yos walking around like, hey, they weren't Russians, they were self-defense. We're not even freaking shooting Russians. Right? Anyway. But looks like silver staying stagnant still. But, what's really going to bring it up is major calamities in a war in the world. That's what is going to really be the main catalyst that's going to bring it up more than anything. Now, personally, I'd rather see silver just go up to 100-something, hit triple digits, and everything else go down in value, and the U.S. dollar, say, super strong. I'm fine with that. I'm not with this doom and gloom garbage. I'm not. Like all these freaking yo-yos out there pushing silver. I'm not. I think we could push silver just from the Argentium silver jewelry angle, where it would be the hot GQ, not just GQ, but, the hot thing that women would want, and they'd all demand it, and that would create a demand for 1 billion ounces of silver, because, like I stated in that last video, and I'm going to keep pushing this stuff about the Argentium silver, because actually that's a really good way to push silver out to the people fast. Not to save them. Hey, you want some really good, nice jewelry? Women love this shit. Doesn't freaking ever tarnish. Has the best luster of anything. Looks 100 times better than white gold, yet it's cheaper. Oh, that'll push a big demand. Even if silver went up to $100 an ounce, it would still be way cheaper than white gold. By far. If it was $200 an ounce, it's a tenth the price of freaking gold. Well, less than a tenth the price of gold. Practically hit 100, and still like less than 20% the price of gold at 200. It's a hell of a lot better. Argentium silver, in other words, it's sterling silver, 92.5%, 7.5% germanium, and guess what? It never tarnishes. I mean, hell, there's billions of people on the planet, and there's billions of women that want jewelry. I don't know why the hell they ain't pushing this angle. I'd be doing that. You know, this is the way you want to make silver go up, keep everything else the same. You know, I'm not freaking like rooting for the downfall of the United States like Mike Rivero and Gerald Celente going on Russia Today. Actually, you know what I'd be rooting for is getting rid of some of the top people, maybe. And that includes the top people over in Russia, the 110 oligarchs, along with Vladimir Putin, the major kingpin, that control 35% of the wealth in Russia. You know what I mean? The hell with them all, man. The hell with them. You know, that's the beauty of these sanctions, though, because the sanctions are really hitting those guys, some of those guys, more. They're not hitting the Russian economy. They're just hitting those guys on the top. That's fine by me. I would have done that before anyway. Crimea, no Crimea. You know, the hell with them. Actually, there's a lot of games going on in the financial world. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. There's a hidden oligarchy back behind the scenes that, you know, they do these trades that aren't even public. You know, they got trading platforms that aren't even public, and they use commodities. And that's why these oligarchs got all their companies set up in Cyprus, because, you know, capital gains basically aren't taxed in Cyprus. I mean, the ordinary income on corporate taxes, I think 12 or 12.5% now, went from that to 10%, but it's still the lowest in Europe. Compare that to what's in France at 33.5%. France got some ridiculous freaking corporate tax, man. I don't know what the hell the deal is over there, man. Wow. It'd be like saying, yeah, I didn't make any money, man. I was a businessman over in France, you know. You know, French should be freaking scoffing silver up left and right, you know, putting it down like, I didn't make any money. This was an asset. You know, those aren't profits or anything like that. Those are, you know, that's something else. It just went from one area to another, you know. It's inventory for new product. I'll be selling, you know. I don't want to put too much out here on that, but, you know, I wouldn't be like, you should be, if you're in France and I'm living on this, if you're in France and you're a businessman, I shouldn't be putting too much advice out there, man. I'd be burying those profits in silver, man, all the way, you know. I had to purchase inventory for a new product, and we got it in here, and it's under development stage. It just happens to be a lot of silver coins that's in the inventory. Yeah, we're thinking about melting them down and making argentium jewelry out of it in the future. So, in the meantime, it's just inventory, work in progress. So it doesn't exist. There's no income. Anyway, something like that. I don't want to put too much of that out of here, but and you can always use Cyprus if you're a French businessman too. That's another thing. You know, you can always open up a company in Cyprus or BVI, British Virgin Islands. Wow. Anyway, you know, I could tell a lot of stories on here, man, because you know, I wish I could, because I could tell some more juicier stories than anything that are out there on the net by far. And actually, I think I have a picture back here up there. Actually, this was a long time ago at my sister's wedding. The best man was I'm gonna put this out here. The best man was Pagan's MC, and she married a Russian guy that was one of the chemists for them. You know, I should have mentioned his shit, but they're all dead now except her. She's protected by Jesus. That's what happened. Nothing happened to her, but all those other people, actually, due to the lifestyle, are dead in that photo. Amazing. You know, a couple of them were Pagan's MC. You know, way back. I don't know nothing about it though. You know, nothing at all. But I can tell you one thing. You know, it was interesting that the guy that was the chemist, you know, he knew all the chemists, quote unquote. The cops were all involved in that shit up in Jersey too. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, you think everything's, you know, and I still have to talk about this because in Russia, it's even more acute than that. In Crimea, it's more acute than that. In Ukraine, it's more acute than that. As a matter of fact, it was interesting because somebody pointed out a survey of, like, what do you think about the police and I shouldn't be knocking cops because cops are, well, I don't know, it's a mixed bag, but man, I'm revealing a lot here now. But the Ukraine, right? They they had a survey. Says how many people support the police. You know how many people supported the police? 3%. You know how much percentage of the population in Ukraine are police? 3%. You know, it's like, the drug enforcement and stuff like that. They'll be the guys that will be actually selling this stuff, just like in Putin land. You know, the guy that's in charge of, the drugs and stuff coming into Russia. And they got drugs that kill people and screw them up inside of no time. Flesh-eating heroin and all kinds of weird shit. It's over in Russia, man. Guys getting filthy rich off of that shit. You know, you can make a lot of stories about that, And the alternative media never touches that subject. They're freaking yo-yos. But, that's one of the guys that's getting sanctioned. So who cares? The problem is, the sanctions aren't going to really stop the Russian economy or slow it down, or it might be a slight little speed bump. I think the idea, if I was playing the game on the top, doing a strategy, I'd be working with Israel about getting this natural gas going. Israel makes some serious money. First off, a lot of complaints, I guess, in the U.S. that may be a little justifiable is that we give a lot of foreign aid to Israel. And, we ain't got the money anymore because we don't, the United States is in debt now. Well, if Israel, it was, and I don't know why the hell it is they're not allowed to develop all these resources, but if they had developed all this natural gas, man, they have a load of money poured into their coffers. And like I said, it should go through Italy first so the Pope could bless it, and it would be a holy natural gas going through the pipelines and holy crude oil. And then it would go out to the Holy Roman Empire, the rest of Europe, right? What the hell? Directly from Israel. And Israel will be getting a lot of cash that way. And the other deal is, because the Cold War looks like it's coming back on, the UK ought to get rid of all their stupid gun control laws. And the French and the Germans, you just get rid of that stuff. Go back to freedom, man. You know what I mean? What the hell? What the hell? Then you don't have to worry about nothing anyway, because, if the Russians, some nut job like Putin decided to take over something, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. You got a bunch of armed residents in the UK, France, Spain, Italy. Italy's got it anyway. Rule or no rule. Germany, Lithuania, Latvia, Belarus, Ukraine. They'd be all armed to the teeth, so what the hell? That'd be one way to solve the problem without actually spending no money per the government, right? That's the way to do it in the USA, right? So, anyway, this was kind of a hodgepodge of an update, and I just want to tell you this again. The silver deal is going to go up like a rocket unexpectedly all at once. And that's really what happens with this stupid stuff. It's like all at once it goes up. It could go up triple from here. No problem. No problem. When it goes up that much, everybody's going to be telling you the U.S. dollar is a piece of garbage. It's nothing. It's going to go to oblivion. And I don't buy that shit. I'd be taking the U.S. dollars and going to something else. And like I said, it's my hope that silver, gold, platinum, and palladium go up. And, everything else goes down. It goes down in price. I don't want to see hyperinflation in the United States. I mean, it might happen. It might happen, but it sure as hell isn't my will. I'd just rather make some money on the damn precious metals. And everybody in the United States see some great prices and, low cost. And there's a lot of employment and everybody's happy and all this other shit. Because I don't really give a damn about this doom and gloom. And yeah, I just have to say in one message to Vladimir Putin. You can learn to ride a Harley too. You don't need to get this three-wheeled Harley. But if you're going to be a stand-up guy, you got to make sure the club comes first. No club worships you. The club comes first. So when you got these guys called the Night Wolves or whatever the hell it is out there, what the hell is that name? That they ride around, they're all for Vladimir Putin all the time, and they do everything Vladimir Putin wants. Supposedly that's Vladimir Putin's own motorcycle gang. Get the hell out of here. There's no such thing as that. You know what motorcycles are about? They're about freedom all the way. Now, I'm not into drugs or anything like that, but, I don't smoke weed, but I'm fine with anybody smoking weed. But, they should be allowing all the people on this earth to grow lots of hemp so we could stick the freaking hemp gasoline, hempoline in our bikes and run the shit from free. So we can grow our own gasoline, that'd be a deal too. But people like Putin ain't gonna allow it because you know what the deal is? He owns all that oil, and if there's some technology out there that's either from agriculture or from Nikola Tesla that can make energy much cheaper, he ain't going to give up his racket. He ain't going to give up his racket because he's a greedy bastard. So when these sanctions are coming down, I hope they hit these greedy bastards, and I hope they don't hit the Russian people. And that's just how it's going to happen. It's not really going to affect the Russian economy. It's just going to affect some of the oligarchs. It's okay by me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. That's fine by me. And like I said, I'm all for silver going way up to like at least a couple $100 an ounce. But everything else can go down in price for all as I care. That's fine by me. And if I was like a really high-end silver pumper or some garbage like that, I was in charge of the strategy of getting silver way up, I'd be pushing for this Argentium silver jewelry stuff. I would be, man. I would be. And the U.S. dollar can reign supreme forever. I don't give a damn. Just create a freaking real powerful demand for silver. And you know what will do it? Is women. They love jewelry. There's billions of them on this planet, which will take billions of ounces of jewelry off the silver off the market because they all want nice, shiny, non-tarnishing, lustrous Argentium silver jewelry. And they'll just beat the shit out of the bastard till they freaking get their way. Because that's what they do. They do. They get their way in no matter what you do, man. So they do it. If they want something, they get it. So that'll create a lot of demand for silver. And it'll keep the U.S. dollar strong. And, the hell with Putin. I wish I was playing a game over in D.C., man, because I told you again, man, I'd be playing some dirty tricks on this shit with the Crimea, though, man. I would have been. I don't know, there's some other special defense forces out there they got an A-10. I don't know why these tanks blew up or some shit. Actually, I don't even want to digress on this, but there's so much shit you could freaking do that they would never know. You could do with electronics, though. A lot of shit. A lot of shit. A lot of shit. I don't even want to get into that subject, but there's a gazillion different ways. I just can't believe nobody's got balls anymore, man. That's the fucking problem with their leadership. And I guess the Israeli Ministry of Defense has made an accurate assessment of Obama. And I hate to say it, man. I could support Obama. I do, man. I do. I mean, if Obama was... they're looking for Obama or some shit and the bad guys are trying... I'd hide him out and I'd defend him, man. I would. I'd hide him out and defend him, man. He's my president. I mean, I didn't elect him, but hey, I'm on his side, and basically. But it's like he is projecting weakness. He definitely is. He definitely is. And man, I wish I was playing this game, man, because I know a gazillion different ways you can fuck up the other guys really good, really good. And that's why I always like working for entrepreneurs. But I guess now I kind of pretty much do my own thing for fun here and just clown around and have fun on this YouTube stuff. But I don't know what the hell the next step would be for me anyway, because I got involved in some really crazy shit before, and I'm like, I can't reveal a lot of it, but I just told you a couple tidbits right there and you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, over and out.